Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
Child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision. Love is in the air. Da 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 da. Whatever that song is. Okay, it's Char. Hi, and Sunny. Hello. Hello, everybody. Okay, so Valentine's Day 2016, February 14th is coming up. So, of course, we're going to have a show on love and soulmates and twin souls and all those things that people are always wanting to know about. And I'm wanting to know about it too. And I have one of my very favorite people here today. Her name is Rachel Lang, and everybody at UBN knows her because, Rachel, you're just so talented and such a doll, and I'm thrilled you're here. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, because, astrology is so important.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize how important it is. Like, I'll have people who come for readings, and I'll go, you know what, you need to get your chart done. Mm-hmm. Because they'll want to know specific times to look for jobs. They'll want to know specific times to move or have a romance, and it's all in the chart. And it's kind of scientific, isn't it?
It's very scientific. Basically, the premise is that astrology is a symbolic language, and it maps out the placement of heavenly bodies at any given point in time. And so they're always moving. We're always going through cycles and through changes and through different seasons in our life and in the cosmos. And so astrology just shows you where you fit within those cycles and seasons.
How did you get into astrology? Because I read that you did Reiki, and you're a Reiki master, which I had no idea about.
Yeah.
And you're a healer. Mm-hmm. You're a spiritual healer?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I discovered astrology when I was about 14 years old. And
wow.
I think it found me. I was walking through the public library, and there's a book, an astrology book, kind of popping out of the shelf. And so I took it home and I read it, and I've been studying it and kind of fascinated by it ever since.
When I was a kid, long time ago, and people really weren't into psychics. I mean, psychic was like everybody was in the closet about being psychic or whatever. And I remember doing. I was very interested in astrology, so I'd get every magazine I could, like the Enquirer magazine and all those magazines, and I go, okay, I'm a Leo. Let me see what it has to say. And I was always really fascinated with it. And when I was in junior college, I did they had us do an essay for English, and I wrote about astrology.
Did you really?
Yeah. And excuse me. And the man gave me a D on it. And he didn't believe in it. He gave me a D on the paper. I'm not saying it was well written, although I am a bestseller right now, wherever you are. Maybe he's like turning in his grave now. God knows how old he is. So anyway, so I really am an honest person, and I don't usually do stuff like this. But no, he gave me an E. That's what happened. He gave me an E, and I went, I don't know what to do. So one of my boyfriends was at the university, all-A student. I said, would you do me a favor and rewrite this for me, because I don't know what to do. He rewrote it for me, and then I got a D. So I got passing, which was a D, but the guy didn't believe in it.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
It is.
I don't even know why I'm telling you this story. I don't want to waste time on
No,
me. I want to talk
no,
about you, and I
no.
want to talk about all your stuff. So, okay, how do you approach relationships with astrology?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Astrology can help in so many ways when it comes to relationships, because relationships are so difficult to navigate. You're either in one and trying to figure out, is it the one, or should I leave? or you may be wanting a relationship
Right.
and the timing just doesn't seem right, or you might have resistances or fears that are coming up or patterns that continue to play out.
Right.
And when you study your chart, your personal chart, which is essentially a map of the planets and asteroids and other heavenly bodies at the time of your birth, based on the time, date, and place of your birth. When you study your chart, you can see through the symbols of astrology some of those patterns and how they might present themselves for you. And once you identify the patterns, then you can strategize with a therapist or with a psychic or with an astrologer, someone who's really gifted, with a healer. You can work to combat limiting beliefs and overcome and heal challenges that you might have grown up with. All of that is within a chart. You can also tell.
Really?
Yeah, all of it is. Even strict parents or abandonment issues or alcoholism in the family.
But not everybody sees as much as you see in it because you're also intuitive.
Yes.
So you, did I just out you?
Yeah, you did. You outed me.
Sorry.
No.
But she's very intuitive as well. And I teach intuition, and I know when people are intuitive, and this kid is.
Thank you.
For sure. Okay, so what are some of the key things we can look at in our charts for romance?
So if we're looking for your natal
person.
chart, your personal chart,
Our person in our world,
Yeah.
our love person.
yes. Well, first of all, the sun sign. Almost everyone knows what their sun sign is. And each sun sign has different needs. For example, a Leo, you're a fixed fire sign. And that means that when it comes to relationships, you tend to be one who likes to stay in it. Like you're a super loyal, you are one who commits.
I am.
And
I'm
therefore,
very loyal to a fault, though.
Yeah.
And to the wrong people. I have been to the wrong people in the past.
But then that
Not
gives
at the
you
moment.
discernment, right? Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But hopefully it'll be the right person, not the wrong one.
Well, we'll see. I do have your chart up, and I can't see that.
Okay, is this going to bore all you guys at home, CharVision people? Because I want to talk about your love lives, but okay, let's just hear what you have to say.
Okay, so whenever we're looking at,
I got to get it right eventually.
well, so I approach relationship, and this is good. We can use you as an example. I approach relationships two ways. First of all, I look at what's happening in your own personal chart. So the loyalty is one aspect of that. But when it comes to relationships, you get into it, and then your Venus, which is the relationship planet, is in the sign of Virgo. So you can...
Did you mispronounce Venus?
Venus.
Oh, Venus.
Yeah.
I thought... Okay. This is R-rated. Don't put your... Okay, forget it.
There are other R-rated elements in the chart.
Okay, so go on. My Venus.
So your Venus is in the sign of Virgo. Which means that...
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
The V's and the P.
We're very immature here at CharVision sometimes. Sorry, guys. Okay, go on.
Her exes might be surprised by that.
Well, it's interesting. My ex-husband was a Virgo.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your Venus
And I had two other boyfriends who were Virgos.
Who were Virgos, too?
I'm trying to think. My dad was a Virgo. That'll do it.
Yeah.
But my daddy was a sweet man and a good man.
Virgos can be. Virgos,
I was his favorite. He told
were
everyone.
you?
Anyway, so go on. Okay,
So Venus in the chart shows us what happens when you're in a relationship.
Okay.
What are you attracted to? What
So Virgos are not committal, are non-committal?
Virgos can be. Other fact.
I mean, a Venus and a Virgo, is that non-committal?
It's committal, but once you get in, you can be really picky about certain little tiny things that they do that drive you crazy.
You think? Okay.
There's a need for perfection. And
why is that?
It's because Virgo is a sign of discernment.
Oh.
And it's also a sign that you have very high standards. And
I do.
He has to look he has to be very, very handsome.
He does. But I do look inside.
Yeah. Of course you
I
do.
do.
Of course you do.
I do look inside. I mean, I can't have anybody who's not sweet and kind and loving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt if they're easy on the eyes. Right?
Well, I think it's an actual priority for you in relationships, because that Leo sun, you have a sign. Your sun sign is kind of the core of who you are. It's how you present yourself to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an extreme amount of beauty and grace and elegance. I mean, I think about Leos and I think about you're the queen. And when you walk into a room, you have presence. People notice who you are. They see you. And so you want somebody on your arm who matches that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So I look at relationship tendencies within your personal chart, but then I also look and see what's happening in the heavens today. And are there doors that are opening for you to manifest love and to make this happen?
Okay.
And yes, there
When?
are. There are some significant relationship influences that are happening for you. And
Should I go right now to the bar? Where should I? Right. I'm
not
leaving.
yet.
See ya.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would give it a couple of weeks. By March 3rd, I think you'll be ready.
That's his birthday.
Oh, wow.
That's his birthday. March 3rd, I'll be ready.
Maybe he'll lead you to somebody. Maybe someone will see you walking
Well,
with
people
him.
do stop me.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Magnet.
Magnet. He is.
Yeah.
He
well,
is.
the right guy, he'll get their heart. Because you were showing us
Yeah,
before
and
the
he's
show.
got, Sonny's got a heart, everybody. On can you see
Yeah.
this on camera?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a heart right here on his little side.
Mm.
And then he's got another one back here.
Mm.
Can you see it?
Oh,
Do I have it right?
Well, you on the side you did, yeah. On
Okay.
the back,
So
kind of.
cute.
There you
I'm
go.
going
Oh, there you go.
Look
There
at
you
him.
go.
Yeah, a little more.
He's
yeah.
a heart.
Which way?
Towards this way.
Look at
Okay.
that.
No, I think I did it wrong.
There you go.
There. Anyway, okay, so go on.
So, so I think what happens for you, the transit that you're in right now has you looking back at the past. What choices did I make? Did you make? What mistakes? What would you go back and redo? You're looking backwards, but often I think in relationships we have to look backwards in order to clear a path to move forward.
That makes good sense. I'm not really looking, but I'm open.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like out looking. Like I'm not on Tinder or whatever those things are that people are on. Is Tinder like not good? Elisa's like looking at me. Is that like
Tinder's still good, Char.
it's still good? Okay.
Not that I
Okay.
would know.
Okay. So go on.
So this is happening. You've got Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and opportunity, coming right up onto your to conjunct, meaning it's going to be right at the same degree as your Venus, and often that brings new people into your life. So you might not be looking, but angels come into your life saying, "Hey, I want to connect you with somebody," or people come out of the blue and say, I know someone that you have to meet.
Really?
And so yeah.
I do have a friend who said, "Oh, I'm really good. I'm going to fix you up," and it's somebody like he's actually well known, and he was on the show actually, and I said, and he says, "I'm very good at it," and I went, "Yeah, okay, Sonny." Sonny's kissing me. He says, "No, mommy, I'm only yours. I'm the only Valentine. I'm the only Valentine, Moss."
Oh, but if Sonny knew how happy you could be with somebody,
He would be happy.
He's just really protective of you.
Yeah, and it's going to be an issue. I'm going to have to get a dog psychologist. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for that. So, are there any signs that have any specific signs that are compatible with each other, that are like twin flames, or what is a twin flame again?
Different people think different things about it. I personally feel that a twin flame is like that, a person that when you two meet, it's a very, very special connection that it fosters a lot of creative energy, and it's kind of it's different than a soulmate.
What's the difference?
I think personally that soulmates are people that you're contracted to meet that help you grow.
Right.
And they could be challenging relationships, or they could be good relationships. A twin flame is it's almost as if this person is your counterpart. This person, when you come together, the force between you is so dynamic and so powerful that.
But is it romantic, a twin flame?
I think it plays out romantically a lot of times, but I don't think it necessarily has to.
But a soulmate.
A soulmate.
A soulmate is.
Go ahead. No.
I always say a soulmate is someone who helps your soul to grow
I
as
agree.
well. But you can have more than one,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But what about a romantic soulmate? How do you know?
A romantic, I think it's what you feel. I think it's your intuition. I mean, you can look at certain factors in a chart and see, like this relationship is fated to be together. There are karmic implications, like we've had past lives together. There are, certain, you see this a lot in terms of if there's opposition in a chart. If, like, for example, you're a Leo sun, if there's an Aquarius that's an opposite sign, when you have two opposite signs coming together, often there's a lot of dynamic energy. There's a real powerful connection there because they're representing parts of you that you can't necessarily see yourself.
So Leo and Aquarius get along? They're compatible?
They can be. So the thing with opposites is that there's a lot of power. There's a powerful connection. It's dynamic energy, but often it can be very challenging because that person is going to represent shadow sides of you. So it's good for you in terms of spiritual growth, but it's not always the easiest.
Okay, so what's the best? Let's go through some of the signs and say what some of the best compatibility signs are for them.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with Aries.
Okay, Aries, other fire signs are going to be really compatible. So Leos and Sagittarius.
Okay, you Aries out there. Ready? Leos? What else?
Leos, Aries and Sagittarians, but also Libras and Geminis are good for Leos.
Okay. Okay, but what for Aries?
For Aries, Leos, Sagittarius. These are the most compatible just because they're other fire signs.
Yeah.
Then after that, Geminis and Aquarians.
Geminis and Aquarians. Okay. And then the next sign is Aries and then
Taurus.
And
Yes.
then what's good for Taurus?
Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are the best, are considered the
Really?
best. Yeah. And Cancer and Pisces are also really good for Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after Taurus is what?
Then Gemini.
Gemini.
And Gemini gets along with other air signs, Libra and Aquarius, and also Leo and Aries as well.
Really?
Yeah, air and fire tend to
But
gravitate.
are Geminis really like two different people? Are they like, can they be two different people?
Well, they have we all have different parts of our personalities. With the Gemini, it's more pronounced.
Okay.
So it is the sign, their symbol is the twin.
Schizophrenic. Not really. I know, I'm going to get a lot of emails. I'm going to get a lot of tweets. No, I'm just teasing.
We love our Gemini.
We do. I was madly in love with a Gemini when I was 16.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Did
he
show
broke my
you,
heart.
Did he show you two faces or?
Broke my heart.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
But I still remember it.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. Okay, so Gemini and then what?
Then Cancer. Cancer. Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, and Virgo are good for Cancers. Yeah.
Virgo. What'd you say?
Virgo and Taurus.
Taurus. Okay. And then after Cancer is Leo, so you already said that one. And then Virgos.
Virgos get along with other earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn, and also Cancers and Scorpios as well.
Okay. And then after Virgo is Libra.
And Libras get along with Gemini, Aquarius, they're other air signs, as well as Leos and Sagittarians.
Leos and Sagittarians,
Yeah.
Libras.
Yeah.
Really?
And I say this, but there are
Wait,
so
you're
many-
Libra, right?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
So you get along with Leos?
I do.
Libras? No, other Libras. Do you get along with other Libras?
Yeah, definitely.
My friend from the Netherlands has a boyfriend. She's Libra and he's Libra.
Yeah.
They seem to do very well.
They do, and actually, I see a lot of like adjacent sign compatibility as well, because a lot of times if
you see yourself in the person.
That and also your that person might have, like, for example, if you're a Leo, you have planets in the adjacent sign of Virgo.
Right.
And, as a Libra, I have planets in Scorpio.
Right.
So,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Okay, so where are we? We're
Scorpio.
Libra, Scorpio. Oh,
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Now, interestingly enough,
Talking about Venus.
I know, yes. So, interestingly enough, I see a lot of Scorpio-Taurus combinations, which is the opposite sign. And so that really works for that opposition.
Scorpio-Taurus.
Yeah. But other
What if someone has a rising sign that's Scorpio? Would that still be good with the Taurus?
It actually, yes, because if their rising sign is in is Scorpio, then the 7th house is the descendant, is the opposite sign of the rising, and that's the relationship quadrant of the relationship sector of a chart.
I want to talk about rising signs, but I want to finish Scorpio and then what?
And then Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Other fire signs are great for Sagittarius. So Aries and Aquarians too. Aries, Aquarius, Libra, and Leo are good for Sagittarius.
Okay, and then is Capricorn.
Capricorn is Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and I see a lot of Aquarius Capricorn couples as well.
You do?
Yeah, they're adjacent signs. And Pisces. Capricorns get along with Pisces too.
Oh yeah, Pisces are sweet.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so then what?
Aquarius,
Gemini,
and Libra are going to be very compatible. So are Aries and Sagittarians.
Okay, do you guys get that? Okay. Then what's the next one?
Then Pisces is our last one, and that Pisces tend to get along. Pisces get along with almost everybody. They're sweethearts.
They're very nice.
John's a Pisces.
Oh, you are. Of course you are. Of course you are.
And Sunny too.
And Sunny, of course you are.
But in terms of relationships, Pisces tend to gravitate toward other water signs, Cancers and Scorpios, and Taurus and Capricorn as well.
Okay, so I was told, I mean, I don't know that much about astrology, but I was told that your rising sign is how the world sees you. Is that true?
Yeah, your rising sign determines a lot of your physical characteristics. It's also it tends to be the personality that people first experience when they meet you.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your rising sign?
I'm Taurus.
Oh.
Taurus. Yes. Stubborn. I appear very stubborn.
Are you?
Not as much as I. This is the funny thing about.
It's good you're stubborn, because to be an astrologer and to walk the path you've walked, you'd have to be stubborn, because you went against society in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. So you needed to be stubborn to do it.
I did, yes.
And you honored your gift.
Thank you.
And good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, well, I might have just been dumb being on TV 40 years ago saying, yes, and I talk to dead people. And they're going, what? What is she doing now? She's talking to dead people?
But what's so great about your chart and why you were able to do that, you have Libra rising. And
I do.
And everyone feels like they can relate to you.
Really?
Everyone loves a Libra rising. They do, yeah, because
cool.
Libra's all about the other. And so here you have this incredible Leo sun in the 10th house. You are born for visibility. You were supposed to come out on stage, to be a performer, to be on television.
I did.
The spotlight finds you no matter what, no matter where you go and
Even
what
when
you do.
I didn't try.
Yeah.
It does.
It's part of your purpose. It's why you were born with the gifts that you have.
But I feel blessed that I can use that to teach other people about their own intuition, because I think I love doing what I do. I love being intuitive. I love connecting people with their loved ones in the spirit world. But I truly love empowering other people. What is that in my sign that has that? Because I really want everybody to be their best person.
Well, I think it's in your sign, but it's also you work so closely with spirit in an egoless way. And so when you ask me this question, I'm immediately drawn to your North Node, which the North Node is our destiny point. It's kind of our North Star, what we're here to do. And your North Node's in the sign of Pisces, which is all about spirituality and healing and giving back. The other thing is that Chiron, which is an asteroid that represents the wounded healer, and your asteroid is at the galactic center, which is a giant black hole in Sagittarius.
Wow.
And it's the point at which our entire solar system moves around.
Wow.
And solar system in our solar system, black holes tend to be openings to other dimensions. And so you're able to heal by going to those places.
To other dimensions.
Yeah, to other dimensions.
Well, I believe in other dimensions. I believe that there's UFOs. I believe that, that there's the spirit world. I believe that there's different neighborhoods in the spirit world, and those are different dimensions. I mean, I really do believe that. And I also believe that if everybody could meditate or do yoga every day, you can get yourself not only grounded but balanced in it may take you to another dimension, but it'll also help heal you in that dimension to bring you back to the earth to do your work for the day.
And is that something that you have done since since you were a child, or did you always have openings to that?
I guess I was always I never cared what other people thought, but I always had friends. I was an obese kid, but I didn't realize I was obese until my sister's 13 years older, and she had a little boy, and he's 8 years younger than I am, my nephew, and I went with them to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Who let this child get so obese?" And I went, "Oh, I didn't realize I'm fat because I was so happy." I was fat. Looks like no one teased me. I didn't know.
Huh.
So, yeah, I guess I've always been in my own little world in a weird way. I mean, I used to sit in silence for hours and feel energies and not know what they were, and I was afraid to be alone at night because I in the middle of the day I'd close the shades in the den waiting for my parents to come home from work because I felt somebody was going to look in the windows, and I was feeling spirits, but I didn't know what they were. But people didn't really understand this kind of thing when I was a kid. We're talking about in the 50s and 60s. They didn't understand this. I mean, now there's all these, there's indigo children, and there's all the parents who are open, but I feel.
With that.
Well, thank you, John. I went out there and on all the talk shows and stuff and tried to introduce this to people. So now people are, more open to it. So I did my role. I mean, other psychics did their roles too, but I did my best, and I feel like I've left some footprints about in people's minds. I hope about their intuition and about their spirit guides and knowing that we're not alone.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I mean now people are, you'll hear people say even in the debates, in the political debates, well, the energy in the room is blah blah blah. Nobody talked about the energy in the room 40 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
What energy? So speaking of which, do you have any idea of who's gonna I don't want to put you on the spot.
Sure.
But is it like roulette? Like you can on a roulette wheel you can do black or white. You don't actually have to do a number. So you could do a Democrat or Republican. Does the chart say if it's a Democrat or Republican or
So yeah, I use a formula that I've been using for years, 10 years since I've been doing my practice. And each presidential election, it's been like right on, and I've even gone back to the past.
So what did you see now?
So it's interesting because this year it's a little tricky. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be really close. But the Democratic planet, the planet that rules the Democrats, Saturn, is just a little bit ahead on the election day chart than the Republican, which is Jupiter.
But do you know if it's a male or female? It's like saying, do you know if it's Bernie or Hillary?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because there are so many influences astrologically from now until 2020. Oh, no, this is good. I love talking about this stuff. But from now until 2020, there's a rise in feminine energy astrologically, and so to me it looks like it's going to be a female, and I
That's really exciting to have a female president. I'm sorry, all these people are having a problem about what Gloria Steinem said and this one and that. It would be great. I mean, we have a black president. It'd be great to have a woman president. I mean, remember when women weren't even allowed to vote?
Right, in 1920.
And I think one of the reasons Hillary's having a bit of a hard time at this moment, we're in February 2016 for anybody watching now, 20 years from now, but it's because all the women fought for their rights all these years, so the young girls have freedom now and have more power. But still, I still think in business, men get paid more, and it's still not even. It's not.
And hopefully the people who are watching this 20 years from now will say, I can't believe they're talking about this.
Right, exactly.
I can't believe they're saying that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks to UBN and YouTube, this can be on forever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What do you think about the election?
The only thing I've ever gotten, and I've told you this, is that I feel like someone's going to try to go after, hurt Trump. Like, I feel like he needs to protect himself. I feel like he's, for him to, whatever, he's like a dictator.
I know.
And I don't like to talk politics, and I don't want to say who I want and who I don't want, but I am concerned about somebody going after him. So that's the only thing that comes to me. Yeah. Okay, so, all right, so back to Valentine's Day.
Yes.
What, for those people, for all of us on CharVision, I'm sorry, that's my phone. I thought I turned it off.
It's okay.
What is it? I know I still have a BlackBerry, but I also have an iPhone and an iPad. So I love my BlackBerry. I do. I go to Canada all the time. When I go to Europe, it's much easier. So I love my BlackBerry. Anyway, so what do you suggest for everybody out there looking for romance overall in the year 2016? Is there anything special about this year astrologically that can bring love into people's lives, like everybody?
Okay. Well, I think number one, this is a year of taking leaps of faith, taking risks. And
it is a risk-taking time, isn't it?
It is.
Because it's a new beginning.
It's that, and we have a lot of mutable energy, which means that mutable is there's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And cardinal is like initiating action. Fixed is sticking to it and making something work. Mutable is like, okay, what's next?
Okay.
Like, let's move forward.
Okay, so everybody, no guts, no glory, guys.
Yeah, but also I think this, for a lot of people, we're wired for safety. If it doesn't feel secure, if it doesn't feel safe,
right,
then we want to keep things as they are.
The way we learn is by making mistakes. Yeah. So what if we meet somebody and we think we like them and then we make a mistake? So what? How are we going to know if we don't try?
Right, and I think every time you open your heart, and maybe it breaks or maybe it expands wider. Like every single action of the heart and activity of the heart works that muscle, because the heart's a muscle. And so you can't really build your heart, and your heart's the connection between your body and your spirit. The heart is the point at which we feel our divinity, and we feel connection with God, with one another, with all of creation. And sometimes the way to stretch the heart and exercise the heart is by going into a situation that feels like a mistake and having your heart break. And if we realize that that's a point of growth and that's a point at which we can experience the divine, then it doesn't seem like a tragedy. It seems like a gift.
But also, you can open your heart and really feel healed and loved and fulfilled. And, there's nothing like being in love. Come on.
I know.
There's just nothing like it.
So it can work both ways.
How can we get a hold of you? how can CharVision people get a hold of you?
So my website is blissenup.com.
Is it on the? Okay, so we got blissenup.com.
Blissenup.com.
I am so appreciative that you're here.
Thank
Will you
you.
please come back, because
would
you
love
really
that.
are one of my F's,
Thank
my
you.
favorites, for real.
Thank you.
And okay, don't go away. I have a great reading coming up with Debra Wilson. You cannot miss this one. Hey everybody. You probably think I only do individual readings, but sometimes I get a message for everybody. And I wrote a poem that was channeled through me, and I'd like to read it to you. It's called Until We Meet Again by Char Margolis, a message from heaven. My work is done, it's time to leave. Know that I am also missing you as you grieve. I completed my karma on the earth, and now it is time for my rebirth. I'm flying with eagles and dancing on stars. Please know that I haven't gone far. The love we have will carry us through until the day I am again with you. What an amazing journey this passing over can be. I am in good company. I know you hurt, but please trust me. Our journey together is for eternity. So until the day our souls reunite, stay peaceful and well, and use your spirit sight. I will bring you signs from up above, a butterfly, a bird, my sign of love. Don't worry about me. I'm in good hands. Stay strong, stay positive, and continue to pray. When it is your natural day to graduate from the earth, look for me in the bright white light. We have completed our purpose, and all will be right. This is handmade. It's signed by me. It's an affordable gift for any occasion. Just go to char.net and click on store. Thank you. Hey. Okay, we're back, and we're back with probably the one person that left me speechless when I interviewed her. Her name is Debra Wilson, and she's here, and I'm honored because she's allowing me to read. You're allowing me to read for you, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And I'm grateful that you do want to read me. I'm actually, I find it an honor myself. So.
Thank you. Well,
we get a chance to praise and raise the experience and lift the conscious vibration of the experience, and together. So I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, so I have a process that I work with. So if you don't mind, I'm going to explain my process, and then I'm going to do my very best to help you help yourself. So what I do is a creative process. You understand, it comes through me, not from me. So I hear things phonetically, I feel things, I get puzzle pieces that I need to put together to figure out what it is I'm supposed to tell you. When I give you an initial, if you could just say yes or no, that it's someone connected to you, family or friend or whatever, and be open-minded about people living and deceased. Sometimes when people come for readings, they have an agenda, or I know you're open, but they either have a spirit they want to talk to, or they have questions about their lives. But the more that I can give to you, the better message you're going to get. If I say the name, then you can repeat it and say, yes, that is so-and-so. But if you even see that I'm struggling, if I say, is there, a B with an R in it, let me struggle. Let me figure out what they're saying so I can interpret it, because my biggest responsibility is being as accurate as I possibly can with the information. And I always measure everything I get with that highest level of goodness, love, and God, because just because someone's psychic or can tell you a name or can tell you something, it doesn't mean that they're getting pure information from the wisest source.
Yes,
and
I agree.
So I believe in karma, and what goes around comes around. So I do my very best to go to the highest level of goodness and love and God. So do you mind if I say my prayer? I'm going to say my prayer protection that I always say. I know you don't mind.
Please.
And then we'll start. We ask the universal consciousness that holds the highest spiritual power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth to guide and protect us as we communicate with our guides and angels in the spirit world and tap into the wisdom of the universe. We respect this opportunity and take full responsibility to use this not for ego or controlling others, but with the pure intention of spreading love and healing life on this earth and beyond. Okay, is there anybody whose name is Willie or Will, or is there a nickname Willie or Will, or I know your last name's Wilson, but is there anyone who has a name like that that's a Will or Willie?
Not familiar.
Okay, and no one deceased as well, right?
Quite possibly on my father's side.
Was his last name Wilson then?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm getting a nickname like this, like Will or Willie, or was there any
My father's brother, Willie Lee.
Willie Lee? There you go. That would make sense to me. And do you have any family?
Or I don't believe he was brother. I think he was nephew. But
Okay.
either way, it was on my father's side of the family.
And do you have any family that was Indian or anything Indian or?
As a Native American?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm feeling, did you know the tribe, if I were to say it? Do you know if it was like Blackfoot or?
Yes.
Blackfoot?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel there's Blackfoot people around you, and people who worked the earth and who grew corn. I don't know why. Did you have anybody who worked in fields? Somebody's working in fields.
I'm not sure, but there is a Native American side to my father's side of the family.
Okay.
My father's grandmother.
Okay, this makes sense to me. I also hear a name that's like Mary, or M, or May, or May, M-A.
Not
Do you know this? Do you know? Did you have a grandmother like this? Was there a middle name, or M-A, May, or?
Not familiar.
Okay.
It may come to me, but not familiar.
Okay.
At this
Or
point.
do you have anyone that's living that's M-A? Like M. Okay. I think this is I think this is someone deceased. And or is there someone is there an Annie or Anna?
Not familiar.
Or Anna May?
Not familiar.
There's an A-M or M-A. I don't know the rest of it, but I'm just... I feel like they're connected to that Willie or Willie Lee, or I feel like they're connected with them. And also there's a J. Earlier I was getting the name Jesse or Jay. Is there a Joseph or...
Not familiar.
Or do you have anyone living that is? Anyone who's a J that you're working with?
Working with as business?
Business or close friend or J?
Not familiar. Nothing is coming to mind right now.
Is there anyone who's like a John or Joseph or James?
Again, business related?
Or friend? Or family? Anyone around your circle?
Not familiar.
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay. Nothing is
Is there
coming to
anyone
mind
who's a
that's
Jim
close.
or James? Or Jamie? Okay.
Not
I
familiar.
do you have people representing you?
Yes.
Is there a J or
No.
or G that's representing you?
No.
Okay. I feel like there's an opportunity coming with business that's a J. If you don't know them now, there's going to be opportunity with J, and there's a contract coming up for you. Are you planning on signing a new contract?
No.
Or did you recently do something?
No. Not that had to do with a long-term contract or
Okay. I feel like there's going to be, I don't know if you've done a pilot or you're planning to do something with acting again. I feel like you're going to be out in the public again. Are you working on a project now?
No, I've finished a number of projects that will
Okay.
be coming out this year.
Okay, because I see something coming that is more long lasting. So the project that you say is coming out, is it like long term? Like
The 3 projects that that come to mind that I did are all films, so they're not long term.
okay, there's going to be something that's more long term. Like
This year.
I feel, or you'll be signing something this year for long term. And because I feel like you're going to be out in the public again, that you're going to have recognition. Like there's it's almost like I feel like you're having a new beginning. Do you feel like that at all?
Yes, I've felt that that would. It feels like and has been feeling
It's like you're rising.
That there is a transmutation in my experience, but it's coming from a spiritual place and it's being manifested out into
your work.
Yes, and it has to be the reason. It's also been a part of my prayer and meditation because there's a lot of work that spiritual work I want to do on the planet, which comes first, and the doing the work creativity, doing the creative stuff.
It's going to help you.
That's what it's there to support.
But I also feel like you're going to be a voice for like a preacher, like a healer, a teacher. Like a teacher, a healer. You're going to do stuff that has to do with healing and teaching and helping raise the vibration of the planet. Is that your goal?
That is my life.
Okay. Well, I feel like you're going to be like a vehicle for the higher energy and the higher spirit because it's like you're guided. It's like you have guides that almost like, like you're not a trance medium because that's a too low, that's low level stuff, but it's almost like you resonate with the highest level of goodness and love and guidance and God, and you're going to be out there teaching and helping and healing. And I see you speak in front of a lot of people. Are you doing this?
No, I do it one-on-one with a number of people.
I feel like you're going to end up in time doing something like this and also writing. So are you writing anything now?
No.
Are you planning on it?
No.
I think you're going to. Or I feel like they're guiding you to. Yeah, I guess you can choose if you want to or you don't want to. But I'm also seeing you out in the forefront in whatever projects you have been working on are going to bring you more to the public. Whatever the movies that you've done, but there's also something more long term. It might be TV or like TV.
Okay. Yes, I would like that very much because that supports, that gives me, my personal and spiritual goal is to continue doing the creative work that I do in the entertainment industry while it supports what I do.
You could do a big talk show if you wanted to. Would you do it? You would hate that, huh?
No, I don't believe in hating anything.
Okay.
But it's not my, I would say that it's not my vibration.
Okay, I get that.
Because I know that all of those end up transmuting to something that has to eventually, because of the entertainment industry, make money, and it sometimes will become exploitative.
Okay, I understand that.
And I understand that. I will not allow that type of energy.
I understand that, but I do see an opportunity with TV.
Okay. And I will stay open to it.
Yeah, I feel like it's good. And is there an M living, an M or an S that's working with you, or a first name or last name, like an agent or manager? Or
nothing is coming to mind.
Is there an M, or is there a Michael? Or an M or S? Or a last name S or M. And the other thing I was hearing earlier was an R or B.
An R or a B related to business?
I think, or who's in your everyday. I don't know if it's family or.
No one that comes to mind that I'm close to that I can say.
Is there anyone who's like a Robert or R or B or Brian or
Not that comes into close
Brady
circles.
or
Yes. There is someone with the last name of Brady that that is associated business-wise, and we're personal friends, but associated business-wise. There is someone whose last name is Brady.
okay, I feel like they're going to help you. Are they in the midst of helping you?
Yes, because they are an agent.
Okay, they're going to help you. And there's also a woman. There's also a woman. Is there a team?
Yes.
Okay, because I see different people. I see 4 people. I see 4 people helping you.
All business related. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you did you change where you live, or are you wanting to change where you live,
Yes.
or there's a move or a change? Did you already do it, or you're going to do it?
There was a change almost approximately 2.5 years ago.
That you did change.
There was a change approximately.
But do you want to
years
change again?
ago. Yes.
I feel a change again. And I feel like there's going to be something you really like. I feel like there's going to be something you like more than where you are now.
May I ask questions or?
Yeah, but can I ask you something?
Yes.
Was there like a time where you felt like you walked off a cliff? Like, I don't know why they're showing me, like, not that you would commit suicide or anything like that, but it's symbolic, walking off the cliff.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
A complete 100%.
Okay. You needed to go through that so you could come full circle to
Yes.
where you are now.
Yes, it is empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed empowerment. I recognize it as such, and I was able to make a powerful emotional and spiritual transition because of it. It's only empowered me and brought
It's a
people,
blessing. in
more than a
disguise.
blessing. It
Yeah.
wasn't even disguised. It wasn't disguised at all. It was a
Okay.
complete and total a gift of awareness.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I have nothing else to say. Listen to the wise words from this beautiful woman. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being here. And God bless you. Bye-bye. I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. And you know what? You don't have to have a partner for Valentine's Day. You can have a kitty or a puppy or your best friend. There's nothing more powerful in the world than love. And love is the bridge that connects us to the spirit world, and love is what keeps us balanced and alive and happy. It's the greatest healer of all. So I wish everybody love, and I love you guys, all of you, for being here and supporting me and CharVision, and I just send all healing love to everybody. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.